So welcome back to Show and Tell. We have our regular Darren Sweet back from Ipsodeckso. And I've heard that this is a work in progress to a certain extent, but Darren's told me no more about this deck, so I'm quite excited to find out. So yeah, take it away, Darren.
Okay, so let me know when you can see the screen.
I can. Is it called Splatman?
Yeah, it's called Splatman.
Excellent
And
name.
you may remember, Sarah, but just over a week ago, I was on LinkedIn and I put a post on this trying to get ideas based around the concept of Pac-Man.
Oh yeah.
And a few people, including yourself, sort of threw a few ideas into the hat. And so since really just over a week ago, I've been developing this just sort of in the evenings, really, just having a bit of play with it and kind of seeing how it evolves. So I've created the card deck and I've uploaded it onto the system and it's ready for a little play. So what I'll do is essentially I've just created this one as a social game, but I'm kind of doing it with a view to it also being pretty good for sort of strategic thinking and forward planning and a bit of a kind of work on memory as well. So what I'll do is I'll show you the first stack here in the gallery form so I can just take you through what the cards are.
Okay.
So these are the directional cards because we're going to be using little maps in a moment. So these are cards so we'll shuffle this stack and any of these cards could potentially come up and be in your hand. So you've got up cards, down cards, left cards, right cards, multi-directional cards, portal cards, mullet splat cards, bug spray cards, and this last one at the end, which is essentially borrow from another player. So it's not a steal; it's a use a card that's in another player's hand.
Ah, right.
That's just to show you what's available there. And one of the things I'll be asking for your opinion on, probably towards the end, is on these portal cards. You see, I've got a little symbol here that's kind of a cash a card in for another card sort of thing. What that actually means is if you want to use them when they're on the table hand, you would have to cash in one of the cards that are in your hand to be able to use it. So the portal is a great advantage, but it also gives a little disadvantage at the same time. So put it into stack form. Give it a little shuffle. So the mechanic of this works very similar to poker.
Okay.
We'll shuffle those. And I'm going to deal some cards out. So we'll have 3 cards each to begin with. So one for Sarah, for Darren, Sarah.
Is there a cockroach theme going on here?
Yeah, the cockroaches and ticks. Sarah. Yeah, I haven't written the kind of the summary and the instructions fully yet, but essentially the idea is that you're kind of a bug control sort of person and you earn points for killing insect eggs and insects. So let me just pop 3 cards into the center. See, if this was poker, it means I've done a misdeal already, doesn't it? Because I should have been doing these each round as I sort of go. Right.
So we've got shared cards in the middle then, like poker.
Yeah, we've got shared cards in the middle. I'll just put in the deal out and then I'll kind of run through it. So I'll just grab one of these, give it a little shuffle. There's 40 mazes. Each stack of cards. So stack 1 and stack 2 has got 66 cards in each stack. The reason there's a stack 1 and a stack 2 instead of just like 120 odd cards in one stack is because when you select it, if there was 120 odd, they'd shoot across the screen. So so if there was like more players and you get 3 more cards, you can just move on to stack 2. That's the only reason that's split into 2 stacks.
Okay.
So
effectively, they're the same kind of card.
Yeah. So if there were more players playing and you needed a bit more space, like say you had 4 players, you can actually reduce the card size a little bit, but I just thought I'd keep it this size as it's just the 2 of us playing.
Yeah.
So the basic idea is you have rounds of play and after the 3rd round of play, whoever wins that round of play wins the map. You have to aim to get the most points based on the amount of these little white eggs you can splat and the insects that you can splat. And you do that by moving around using the cards that are in your hand. So if I was to go into my, or if I say this one's my hand to begin with, just to give you an idea, and I flip my cards over, as things stand at the moment, we're playing these ones blind, so we don't know what's in this hand on the table, but we know that there's 3 cards there that we'll essentially be able to use with our hand. So what we have to do is we look at the maze and figure out where the little Splatman starting point is, and we can see him there. And the cards in our hand at the moment mean that we can go right, and you can see we've got 2 mallets, and the circle around the mallet is green, which means the mallet can be used to splat cockroaches. And the cockroaches are worth 3 points, the ticks are worth 3 points, and the eggs are worth 1 point.
Okay.
When you travel a certain direction, whichever direction you travel, you keep traveling until you get to a point where you can't travel any further. So if I use this right card here, for example, as long as I've got a mallet to be able to splat that cockroach, I could move all the way to the far right of the card, and I would pick up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. And then if I had another direction, I could go up, down, or whichever kind of way you go. And the idea is to maximize how many points you can get off of that hand. So that would be my hand there. And then shall I give you remote control, or have you already got remote control, or do I have to give it back? I can't remember. I'll give it back to you, I think, and then you can flip your 3 cards over at the bottom.
Okay.
And see what you've got within
yeah. Okay. So am I using the same maze from the same starting position?
Yeah, we'll be using the same maze. And what we do, so I haven't taken my go yet. I'm just kind of showing you at the moment. But what you can do on your first go is you can chop up to 2 cards in by clicking on them. You get the blue box around them, you click discard, and they shoot off the table. And you can take 2 fresh cards off of the stack. So you can make a decision as to which card you want to get rid of. You can cash in up to 2, get 2 new cards, and then that effectively would be the end of the first round. And then you would go into the second round, and then we'd flip 2 of the cards on the table. You can cash in up to 1 card, and then I'm the other player. So you're starting to build your kind of points up as to what you think is going to be using the cards in the middle and your hand.
Okay.
Am I going too fast? Or
how do we keep track of on a piece of paper or something to keep track of the point?
Yeah, I mean, it's quite easy to be able to kind of see them and just keep track of them in your head. That's what I did yesterday when I was testing it last night. And that's literally the only testing this has had is me last night after uploading cards. But essentially, should we just go with it and see where we end up? So if you want to go first with your cards, Sarah, one of the other things I was thinking when players are playing, because obviously we've got a screen and you can't play blind, so other players can't see.
Yeah. What
players could do, I was thinking as a rule, is when they look at their cards and they sort of figure out what they want to do, they could flip their cards back, so others have to try and remember their cards, or not be able to remember them. I'm just thinking sort of tactically going forwards, it'd be quite a good feat of memory to try and remember what other players have got versus what you've got.
Okay. So
what do you think?
Yeah, that would work, but then I guess I would have to remember my cards.
Yeah, I mean, you'd see them again on the next round when you flip. What I mean is each round you could flip your cards, look at them, do your actions, then flip them back so the other players can't see them whilst they're on their go, unless they've got a very good memory.
Right. Yeah, that makes. So a couple of questions. So when we're playing the maze, so if you go first, does that mean that Splatman is now at the end of that going right thing?
So the starting position is the same for every player, and whatever cards are in your hand is what determines the movement.
Right. So you're starting from the same. So each of you is having a go, starting from the same position and just adding up the points that you're getting. Right. Yeah. Okay.
So
do I have to play my cards in the order they appear?
No. So you can play them in any order. So I'll write that down because I'll put that in the instructions.
Okay. So I would probably like to go right first, wouldn't I? And then go up until I get to the tick and then spray it.
Yeah, so you've got, but in order to do that, you've got to get past the cockroach, which means you would need a mallet. And at the moment, you don't have a mallet. So at the moment, based on the 3 cards in your hand, you can either go right 1 step, because you can't kill the cockroach, or you can go left
Go
once,
left.
a multi-directional card, and then up. So that's all you've got available to you at the moment. So your thinking now would be around, well, do I want to maybe cash a card in to try and get a mallet, or do I hope that there's going to be a mallet when those cards are flipped in the middle? And remember, you can cash in up to 2 cards to get 2 new ones off the stack, or you can just stick with what you've got, or you can cash 1 in. It's entirely up to you.
I think I'll stick with what I've got because I think there will be a mallet.
Okay. And looking at mine, I'm thinking I've got too many mallets at the moment because there's only 1 cockroach near to me. So I'm going to get rid of that one. And I'm going to take another card. And I'm going to flip that over. So I can now go left or right, which is great. And then we're going to, because we're effectively going to go onto our second go.
Yeah.
We're going to flip these 2 now, so we know what's available there. And then it's your choice. Now, Sarah, you can throw 1 card in if you want to and swap it for another one.
Okay, so basically you're building up your hand first, and then at the end you're making the journey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I need to work out where I can go. So I could go right, then hit the thing with the mallet, then go up, then spray the bug. So I can presumably only swap in anything that's in my hand rather than on the table. Yeah.
So you can, at the moment, you can factor in those 2 cards that are on the table underneath the maze and the 3 cards in your hand, and soon there will be that last card on the final round.
I'm going to stay with what I've got, I think. I'm quite happy with what I've got.
Okay, cool. And I've got a left and a right and a mallet. So at the moment, all I can do is splat the cockroach going right and get to the end there, and then potentially go down. So I'm going to get rid of my left, or shall I? Left, down, yeah, and hope to maybe get an up or something else of use. So that's that one. So that's round 2. Oh, look, same blinking card. And then the final round is a flip there. So that's what we have available to us. And then you have one last decision to make, and you can cash in 1 card if you want.
So I want to go right, mallet the thing. Yeah, I need the mallet. No, I think I'm probably better off just staying as I am, aren't I?
Okay, cool. And I am going to try 1 more discard on that card and hope for something better. Otherwise, I'm quite limited. Okay, so that's the final, and then we total up what we've got, which for me is not a great deal. So effectively, I can splat the cockroach for 3 points, and then because I'm moving right all the way, so I've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then I can go down to 9, 10, and then I can go right once. So what did I just say? 10, 11. I've got 11 points on mine.
Yeah.
And what have you got?
Okay, so I'm going to go right, splat the cockroach. So that's 8, isn't it? The same as you.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to go up and
10,
spray the tick.
11, 12, 13, 14 to the corner.
Yeah. Then I'm going to go down, which will give me another 2, won't it?
Yep. So you've got 16 points to Sarah.
Yay.
Okay, Sarah wins the first round, which means you get that card.
Excellent.
Then we discard everything else, which I have to do individually, which is a bit of a pain, but then it would be the same if you were using the physical card deck.
Yeah.
I have to move them out of the way. So if I
I'm going to move that card. Whoops.
Sorry, go on, Sarah.
I want to move that card. All right. I've got 10 minutes. I want to move that card down to there a little bit out of the way so I still have it. Oh, I can't.
Do you want to click the other 3 and just discard them when you get the blue frame around?
Okay. This card. card. I can't move a card, so it's sort of half on the table then. No, never
No,
mind.
it's quite, yes, it is a bit frustrating. We could make the cards a bit smaller if we want to give a bit more space.
No, it's all right. I'll just, yeah.
Okay.
I think it's probably enough out of the way, isn't it?
Yeah, that'll be fine. I mean, the other cards will drop in down here behind it, but that doesn't matter. So, shall I do a deal?
Yep.
Okay. I'll do the deal in the right order this time. So it should be that, and then one to the middle. To the middle. To the middle. Oh, it's dropped behind this time.
Yeah.
Got him.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get the map. Just take the top one because I've already shuffled it. Let's see what we end up. Oh, it didn't drop. Let me just try again. Okay, got it this time. Let's just stick it. Gives us a bit more weight, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm obviously going to win this one as well, so you might just as well leave it there at my side.
Yeah. You're much smarter than me, Sarah. Okay, so I'll flip the. Do you want to go first then, as you were first last time? You flip your cards over, and then you can flip the map over as well.
Oh, that's not great. A lot of moving, but not much. Let's have a look. Where are we starting?
So are you having the bottom set of cards on the top?
Yeah, I'll have the bottom set.
We didn't decide, did we?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you can flip the map over because obviously the one on the right is your winning map. And that's the map we're working with.
So down. Yeah, down and right is not great, is it? So I need to go first, yeah?
Yeah.
So I can discard that.
So it's got the blue frame around it, so you can discard and pull a card in. Whenever you drag in, it always drops to the bottom right, so it might be worth moving your card a little bit, actually. Just fit your card maybe up to the top right or something on the way. You know it's yours. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so you've got a spray for the tick at the moment. So you're hoping eventually you're going to get some lefts come up.
I actually need to get rid of another one. So I can get rid of 2 cards, yeah?
You can, yeah.
Whoops, I want to get rid of it. No. Oh, good grief.
In each stack, incidentally, that I've worked out the numbers at the moment. So I've got 13 of each individual direction. I've got, no, I could be wrong. I'll double check those numbers after. That might have been when I was thinking split over 2.
Yeah.
Let's play the game first. Okay, so that's Sarah's go done. I'm going to discard your card, Sarah, if that's all right, because we know you've got one anyway.
Yeah.
Just gets it out of the way.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so let's have a look at mine then. So I've got an up, left, and an up, a right, and a mallet. So with that cockroach, there's only one cockroach on this, so that mallet's not going to do much good for starters. So I'm going to get rid of that, and I'm going to get rid of that one as well. And let's have a couple of new cards. 1, 2. Oh, I got a portal. Because it's in my hand, I don't have to use the cashing in thing. It's only when it's down here you have to do the cashing thing with this symbol. So that's quite lucky. And I've got a spray to use on tick. So I'm quite happy at the moment. And it's back over to you, Sarah.
Right. Well, I'll get rid of that down. I'll get rid of both the downs actually, because going down doesn't do anything.
Also, keep in mind that you've got the flip on the centre cards as well now on a couple of them.
Oh right, yeah. Well, I'll get rid of one of the downs. No, I'll get rid of them both because there's nothing down, is there?
No, just your eggs.
Yeah.
So when you drag across it, as long as you drag into space, it will drop onto the table.
Yeah.
There always has to be a drag to space. If you try and drag it over another
Yeah.
card, it won't come off.
Okay. Oh, a mallet. But as you say, the
Well, you can kill a couple of ticks now, so it's looking good
yeah.
in that respect.
So
Then,
you have a go, and then we get to turn over the thing. Is that right?
didn't I? Yeah. No, you can flip them now because we're on the second round, aren't we?
Yeah.
So you could have flipped those at the beginning.
Oh, could I?
Second round. So just two of those, and we know what's there. Because when you flip them at the beginning, then you can make tactical decisions based on what's there. You just chose not to. Okay, so my go. So I've got a left and a right and a portal. I can do all sorts of things here, can't I?
You
But
can.
I need.
I think you might be taking the second card.
I still need. Well, I could go up there, or I can portal in directly onto a bug for 3, or just down there and then up. My spray's only going to kill the 1. Oh. Up. I need to keep the up. I need to keep the portal. I need to keep the spray. So I'm just going to stick. I'm going to stick as I am for now.
Oh.
But I do need another spray. No, I'm going to. Yeah, I'll get rid of that one actually. I don't need the up, do I? Give me some bug spray. Give me some bug spray.
Blase throwing your up away. Ah, serves you right. Get rid of an up and ending up with a spray.
I've got a portal though, so I can portal to a better position as these.
I see.
That's why I thought I can get rid of the up, and I've still got the left and right. So now, third go, you can flip the card in the middle so you can see what's there, and then make a tactical decision on throwing one card away if you want to.
One card.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, I see. The first time you can do 2, and then you can do 1.
Yep.
Right. That makes sense.
I'm still undecided on, because it's 3 rounds, I'm still a bit undecided on the middle round as to whether we could say cash in 2 cards or 1 card on the middle round. Oh, you've got a multi-direction as well.
I have. But I can only really go in one direction. Oh no, I can go up, can't I? I can go.
So you've got the left, right, and up. So you can use the up, and you've got the left.
And I wish I'd got rid of the mallet now.
True.
And kept the spray, which would have been much more sensible. Because
So
the mallet was never going to be any use to me, was it?
No, not with that that cockroach being where it is at the moment.
Well, no, and even if there's also a mallet in the middle anyway. So
yeah, this is very true. I wonder. No, see, if I'd kept my down, I could have portaled to that top line, splat them. Never mind.
So I think I've got an up, because I've got to sort of declare now, haven't I?
Yep.
So I've got an up, and then a left, and then a spray.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. So at the moment I've stopped next to the tick on the left.
Yeah.
So that's on 11, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's all I can do, isn't it?
11, but you have the up. Yeah, because there are no other ups or downs. So Sarah's got 11. Mine all depends on where I portal to, doesn't it? So essentially, I still could lose if I get this wrong. I think looking at it, I can equal your score, but I can't win.
Oh.
So I can portal to either, see where the little Splatman is, I can either portal up to that top corner and then go left, which would give basically 6 points for the eggs. Oh no, I can get 12, can't I? 1, 2, 3.
Be able to portal up to the top left to get the tick, get the cockroach.
Yeah, I can get 2 ticks and 6 eggs, can't I?
Ooh, can you?
Yeah, so I can get 12 points out of that because I've got no ups or downs available to me. So I'm just tied to one line.
All
Oh, you
right.
mean so the cockroach is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's 12 points for either the cockroach line
Mm-hmm.
or the double tick line that's
Yeah.
horizontal. So either one, I can go to that and get 12 points. So I'll portal to the cockroach line then, and to the very top left, and I'll swing a right and splat the cockroach with the mallet and take 12 points.
Uh,
I think it's 12. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 12, yeah. 12 points. So, and what did you have on this one? 11.
11.
Oh, that's one each, Sarah.
Yeah.
What do you think? Want to go for one more?
Yeah,
Or...
we'll play the decider and then have a
Right,
little
so let's get rid of
debrief, I guess.
these. Space.
Would the clear not do what we wanted to do at that point?
What the clear does is resets the whole table, which means the marks
Right.
that we've used will go back into stack 3 and potentially
Oh, I
come
see.
up again.
Yeah. So you want to discard them rather than have them shuffled back in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, like, yeah, all the cards we've used would go back in. Oh, it's not letting me get rid of that last one for some reason. As soon as I draw a card out, it'll let me get rid of that one, weirdly. But so let me draw one out, and then you can get rid of that. And platform seems to be working quite nicely these days.
Yes, it does. Incidentally, if anybody's watching and wants to know more about the basics of using the platform, if you go back to the very first show and tell that Darren did, which you can get to through the links at the bottom where it just goes to the archive of show and tells. Then we go through that in quite a lot of detail, don't we, Darren?
Yeah, brilliant. Thanks, Sarah. Right. Well, then you can go first again, Sarah.
Oh, is it mugs away this time?
Yeah, we'll do mugs away. I'll just select stack. So on that stack. There we go. So everything's set for you.
Okay. I don't think I've got remote control.
Oh yeah, we had that issue earlier, didn't we? You now have remote control.
Excellent. So I have a mallet for killing cockroaches. I have a spray for killing ticks.
Good start.
I have a portal.
Brilliant. I'll flip the map.
Yep, I'll flip the map and see what that gives me. Oh, quite a lot of moving required before. Although
You have a portal, which is
I
good.
do have a portal, so I think I will stick with that for now.
That makes good sense, I think.
Yeah, I can go anywhere and I can kill one of each kind.
Yeah.
Oh, does that thing mean that you can borrow my cards?
It means I can borrow your portal. Yeah, sorry, yes, I can borrow any of your cards, which is essentially the portal. So I'll keep the bug spray, and I could probably do with a mallet. So I'm going to discard that one. Yeah, so, oh, how interesting. There's only 3 of those in the whole stack, and I've got 2 of them.
Coincidentally, you've got 2 of them.
It's amazing. But yeah, I don't think I really want to. But anyways, it's back over to you, Sarah.
Okay, so I can turn over the 2 of these cards in the middle, yeah?
Yep, 2 of those. Interesting.
Okay. I don't think I'm going to change a thing.
I think you're going to need a left or right somewhere, aren't you? I was hoping that one of those comes up on that 6th card. Okay, I'm looking at mine. I'm going to get rid of one of these.
Oh, just blase, throwing away cards like that.
I'll get the third one now.
All right, the thumb, isn't it?
Oh, there we go. We've got some bug spray. Okay.
Yeah, and there's only one bug that's worth spraying.
That's quite interesting, isn't it? Because you know that I'll be trying to cash in on Portal, which puts you in control of my starting point, and you can see what ammunition I've got. So from a tactical perspective, I'm not being too smart in that respect.
Oh, right. So with the portal, I already decide where the portal goes to, do I?
Yeah, you're the one that decides because it's in your hand.
Ah,
And then I have to go from the same point.
I see. Well, in that case, I'm really rather hoping. So can I turn the third card over now?
You can, mate, yeah.
Let's hope this is a left. Yes, get in.
Oh,
Okay. I'm going to stay as I am. So the last move will be you deciding whether you're going to cash anything in, yeah? I guess you're going to cash in one of your sprays.
Right, I've got to try and figure out where you're going to go. You're going to, yeah, I'm going to have to. It would be folly not to.
It would.
I think. And pray for a mallet. Please give me a mallet.
Oh, you were lucky.
Means I can essentially score the same as you, I think.
Yeah. So when you're going left or right, or indeed up or down, do you have to go the full distance?
No.
Okay.
No, you can stop and change direction at any point.
Yeah, so we have effectively got the same cards, haven't we?
Yeah, essentially. So
Yeah, because you're just going to use my portal.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
If I was to introduce a rule to deal with something that's a guaranteed draw,
Yeah.
what rule could I introduce?
People whose names begin with S. People with names that are further down the alphabet get one more point. That would be the rule I would create.
What about an extra card in each hand?
Oh yeah, tiebreaker.
Tiebreaker, add a card in each hand to change the scoring,
Yeah.
essentially. Okay, you go first.
Okay. So I'm going to go underneath that to the bottom of the column where the tick is.
Are you not going to take an extra card then? I was just thinking we'd take an extra card now to change.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Let's pick an extra card.
And that might change your route. Do you think that's a good idea of doing it that way?
Yeah. I mean, it's not going to happen that often, is it? Where you've got this. Come on, silly thing. That was me, I think. Okay. So I've now got this right one as well.
An extra right.
Hmm.
Whilst you're working out what you've got, I'll grab myself an extra. Oops, I've still got hold of your card. Start holding your card somewhere. Right. Pull one out for me. Pray it's not a right, so we get a different. Oh.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
I think that probably has you winning it, doesn't it?
Yeah, depending on where you place the portal, and if yeah. See, you could ultimately, I suppose, figure out a route that prevents me from fully utilizing that.
I guess the other way to deal with the draw would be for each of us to work out a route secretly with those cards. No, I don't know. No, ignore that. So the question here would be, does it make sense for me to use the portal at the beginning or at the end? At the end, probably. Oh, this is quite interesting because there is an optimum route, isn't there, with these cards, with these things that I have at my disposal. And it's actually made quite a difference getting that right card. So I think I'm going to go down one.
Right, so down one, so that gives you 1 point.
And I'm going to, oh, no, that doesn't work, does it? Yeah, so down one.
Yeah.
Then left.
So that's right.
Oh, no, that doesn't work, does it? Because I need the down to go down. Oh.
You've got, oh no, I've got the multi-directional portal.
So yeah. So I think it makes sense for me to use the portal first then, to get me to somewhere where those are useful. So I'm going to portal to the bottom of the column where the tick is.
On the right.
Yeah.
So we got almost the full bottom right of the card and one egg in.
One hop. So that's the portal. Then I'm going to go up, spraying the tick on the way.
2, 3, 4. Yeah. And then are you going past the tick or are you going left?
Yeah, going past the tick all the way.
5, 6, 7, 8. So we're in the corner by the cockroach now.
Yeah. And then I'm going to go left and mallet the cockroach.
9, 10, 11. And then keep going all the way.
What have I got left? Down. I've got down left, haven't I?
Yeah.
Okay, yes, in which case I'll go all the way.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So we're now on the corner, sort of top left in the middle area.
Yeah.
And I've just forgotten what I counted now. Did I say 16?
I think it said 17.
17.
Yeah, so what did I do? I portaled, I went up.
So you portal to there. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That was 18.
Then I'm going to go down to just above the cockroach, which I can't. Oh no, hang on. Oh no, I've malleted a cockroach, haven't I?
Yeah.
So now I'm going to go down to just above the cockroach, which I can't mallet.
So 22.
And then I'm going to go right.
18, 12, 26,
I've used every single card.
28 points, Sarah.
Yeah.
28 points. I've just written that down.
And I don't think you can get any more.
No, I don't think I can. So I have to come out at the same portal point as you.
Yeah.
So we're down there.
Do you have to use the portal at the same time as me though?
Well, if I didn't, I might not be able to get to it. Because I would have to use the direction to reach where the portal is, wouldn't I? Essentially.
No, what I mean is you could use it. It wouldn't make any difference in this case, I don't think. But if you had a direction that would take you to a bug from where you are at the moment, as opposed to having to use a direction to get to down, then you could, in theory, use your direction first, get a bug, and then portal, couldn't you? You don't necessarily have to use the portal at the beginning like I did.
Well, I would have to get to the portal because it's in a specific location. So if it's
I'm not quite understanding that.
So because you've placed the portal at the bottom, haven't you?
Yeah.
So the portal is 2 steps underneath that, under the tick.
Yeah.
So for me to be able to use that portal, I would have to be able to get to it first. I wouldn't be able to go, right, well, I'm going to use the portal now because it's already been placed. So I'd have to get to the portal.
Yeah, but okay.
I'm trying to think logically how that would work.
So
if I didn't
are you telling me that you can't use the portal then? You can't just go to the portal like I did?
Oh yeah, logically, I could just move around a bit and then go, right, now I'll use the
Yeah,
portal card.
yeah,
Yeah, of
that's what I
course.
thought. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
well, I was just,
you don't have to use the portal at the beginning like I did. You could use it at a different point in your sequence.
yeah, I was just confusing myself stupidly there, wasn't so what if I tried to do a different route, and if it mucks up my score, so be it. So I'm not copying Sarah. Right. So first of all, so we know I'm going to use that one for the portal. So I've got these three others. So first of all, I'm going to use this one to go down
Yeah.
and grab that point. And then I'm going to go left. So we've got 3 points. And then
I don't think in this case it makes any difference because I have I think I've already got the maximum number of points that can be got, because as the only difference is between us is that I had a right and you had a multi-directional.
yeah, I'm just going to try a route, and whatever
Yeah.
points I get, if it's less than yours, I don't I don't mind. It's just trying something different, isn't it? I'm going to go down and then left. So that takes me to the corner. And then, so I've used that one and I've used that one. So that one's still available. And then I'm going to go down to the cockroach and splat it, which means I've used that. Oh no, I'm not being very clever here, because I was then going to portal and say go up, but I've just used my down. Oh, silly Darren. But what the heck? I'm going to go by what I started to plan. I just how many points would I have got then? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 into the portal for 11, and then I can't do anything else because I'm stupid and went the wrong way. So I'll give you that round then, Sarah.
Ah, the victor.
There we go. So I'll stop the share then and take that off, and then we'll have a quick roundup about what we've been doing. So, what are your thoughts, and what would you change?
I really, really like the movement mechanism. I think it's really, really clever. And obviously, my mind is sort of going into sort of potential learning applications. So I think there's definitely something here around maybe continuous improvement, teamwork, if you may be getting people to suggest subsequent moves from each other.
Yeah, because I was thinking it might be interesting to have two ways of playing. So you can have the competitive version and then some sort of cooperative version to maximize points based on what different people are holding or something.
Yeah, definitely.
Not quite sure how that would work yet, but it would be quite cool to just have the fun social competitive plus a co-op thing, maybe playing against the game somehow.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot in there around sort of problem solving, and it's quite complex.
Yeah,
Trying to work out what your best possible move is with the cards that you've got at your disposal. So there's definitely something around that sort of emergent complexity, and that there is in there is an optimum solution, isn't there?
yeah,
And that's something that's really interesting to get at. Is there any way of you working out for each card what the optimum solution? Oh, no, because the cards would be different, wouldn't they?
yeah.
Yeah,
Each time.
yeah. I really like it.
It's yeah, it just kind of evolved just from the
Yeah.
comments that you guys had put on LinkedIn, and because you had the kind of directional idea, and I really wanted to get a maze in there and
Yeah.
like variation of mazes, and then and Terry was talking about having the different characters on the different cards, but then I just thought it made more sense to put the moves on the cards, like you said, plus the additional cards with the extra bits. and using the character association with the mallet and the spray to separate those out. Do you think it's right to have the same amount of points for the cockroach and the tick, or do you think potentially I could say increase the points on one, but reduce the amount of cards available to be able to kill that one?
Yeah, yeah.
What do you reckon?
Yeah, that would give a bit of variety, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So what I'm thinking with this one is I'll have a little play with some of the things that we talked about. If anything else pops into your head, please do message me.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking maybe put a little test group together and in a few weeks' time have a look at it again. And then once it's up and sort of finalised, then I'll put it on free for a month for people to have a play with it. From there, do you reckon that'll be the best way forward with this one?
Yeah, it's really coincidental actually, because I don't know if you saw that I posted on LinkedIn that I'm doing this 1 card challenge, and one of the ideas that I was looking at was trying to sort of work out how to utilize a maze. It's slightly different, but it's interesting. We're both working on mazes at the moment.
Especially as we previously had a similarity between a couple of our card decks as well.
Yeah. It's quite interesting. It's a non-trivial thing implementing a maze, isn't it? Using sort of an analog way of going along. But they do make potentially very interesting puzzles. And I think that's what I find really compelling about this, is the puzzle element to it.
Yeah. And it's what I like is the almost the forward planning element, and you can lose. Even then, I was losing track of what I wanted to do with the direction stuff, maybe just because I don't have the mental capacity to hold on to where I'm going. I don't know. But it's interesting because I think the more you do this, the more you could then perhaps be able to hold on to the directions you're going and figuring out the maximizing the points and stuff.
I think potentially there's something there around there must be some kind of way in which you could express a strategy, an ideal strategy, when looking at what cards you've got. You see what I mean?
Yeah, and I think the more you play, the more that will start to appear. Just like when you're playing poker and you kind of play the percentages of different cards that are going to work better for you.
Yeah,
definitely right there.
Yeah, so there must be, I imagine that, as I say, I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but it kind of looks like one of those games where there is a heuristic, even though we may not have uncovered it yet, that maybe, for example, it's best to always use your portal first, because that will get you to a position on the board, or it's best to, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, that's the only example I can come up with at the moment. But if there is one, that might be something that's worth exploring, if there are heuristics, because that potentially could be a really rich scene for learning as well, getting people to try and work together to try and discover what those heuristics are. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I know what it was. There was kind of while we were playing, I kind of, and certainly if you're thinking about sort of implementing it as a cooperative game, there's a certain feel of pandemic about it. That there's that kind of complexity about, not that you've got anything like people having different roles and whatever, but there is that feeling of the complexity that comes out of something quite simple, that what you're doing is trying to put all the pieces together to create a move which comes last. It certainly has that feeling about it.
In this case, with a cooperative, it would almost be potentially looking for the best available move with a combination of what players are holding in their hands, to be able to just sit and work out together how they could maximize the points on the map, or how many points would be left on the map afterwards with a combination of their hands or something like that.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
It would be quite useful, couldn't it? And that would be a really good working together sort of strategy.
Yeah, I think in cooperative mode that potentially could be really compelling. You each get 2 cards or whatever, and you've got to maximize your gains from the map.
Yeah, cool. And then the other thing I just wanted to ask you, because obviously I was just the bit about the using the portal from the same position. Do you think that's the right way to go, or do you think each player should just choose where they want to place their portal if they're borrowing it from somebody else, or if it comes up?
Yeah,
then
that's
that's
interesting, isn't it?
they
I
might
mean,
choose
potentially you
different.
could just have that as two different rules, two different kinds of game, couldn't you?
Yeah, because it creates more variation, and I might go with whoever's using the portal chooses their pop-out position when they want to use it, if it's there or not.
Maybe.
Both, yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe there's a price for getting to choose where the portal goes. I mean,
maybe
the only way to play testing it, I guess, is the only way to sort of hash that.
Yeah, there could be some sort of extra symbol or element on the card that if you qualify with a certain element, you can choose the position of the portal.
You give some of your points back, maybe, with a view to gaining more points.
Yeah, you have to pay to use a shifting portal.
Yeah. Anyway, very, very cool, and I'm really looking forward to seeing where it goes. And definitely, yeah, I think it'd be a good idea to get a group of people playing it, and maybe we could record that and put that on Ludogogy as well.
Brilliant. Thanks, Sarah. Yeah, and I think I'll just kind of firm things up a little bit with it, make a few little changes based on what we've discussed this evening, write the rules properly, and go from there.
So thank you very much for coming to show and tell again. And that was really cool, and I really enjoyed that. And yeah, I look forward to playing it.
Thanks for having me, Sarah. Appreciate it.
It's a pleasure. Thank you, Darren.
All right. You take care. Thanks, mate. Bye-bye.